perfect mess is my perfect mess. Perfect mess is my perfect mess.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. This is The Perfect Mess, and I'm your host, Ray Molina, and this is episode 23. Hey, so this is another episode that I'm going to do on the go. If you guys remember, I did one when I was actually had to take my car to the mechanic, and I ended up walking and running for like 8 miles, and I thought it would be something cool to give you guys a podcast while I was doing that. So this is another one. I don't have a whole lot of downtime right now. Obviously today it's Christmas Eve, and I'm just running around doing some last minute stuff, but I wanted to give you, I owed you guys a story, and someone just messaged me and said, hey, what happened to the podcast about the story you were going to tell us? And J.Prince and Rap A Lot. And I said, you know what, I'll do that today. So here's the thing. This story is inspired by the interview that Joe Rogan did with J.Prince, who is, if you don't know who J.Prince is, he is from Houston. He is basically, most people that know Houston would say J.Prince is Houston. He is one of a kind, man. He's a boss out there. He's a boss in the business, and he is the owner of Rap A Lot Records and the home of the Ghetto Boys. He put together the Ghetto Boys, Scarface, Willie D, Bushwick. Some of you guys may remember before Bushwick had passed, I was actually going to be working on a tour with him and my boy Prozac. You might have remembered I posted a video of Bushwick actually standing with Prozac talking to me, sending me a video message on my phone, and it blew me away. But so yeah, he put together those groups. He also is the home. Well, Zero was there. Trey the Truth was there. I mean, everybody that, you know, most of the hitters from Houston started off, or they have some relationship with Rap A Lot. And then J.Prince is also in the boxing business. He was very close to putting together Roy Jones and Mike Tyson back in the day, but he also manages a ton of super dope boxers, and he's very involved in that business as well. But anyways, he's just a boss, man. The guy has always been a hustler, been a businessman, and is someone that if you are able to connect with him and do business, you should count your lucky stars and feel blessed, because he's definitely someone that can plug you in the business and make moves. But he's very selective, and he's just one of those guys, man. From what I know, and I've never met him personally, but he's just, from the stories that I know from people who have connections with him, he's very soft-spoken, and he moves in silence. And he's definitely someone, if some things go down in Texas or in the industry and people have ties to him, he's definitely someone that's going to get a phone call. So, but I promised you a story, and here's the story. I'm going to keep this podcast pretty short. As you can hear, I'm driving, so if you can tell, you hear the wind or whatever, for those who are listening and not watching, I'm driving right now. And yes, my video camera is on the mobile holder. But anyways, here's the story. So back around 2005, circa 2005, I was on tour, and I was promoting a mixtape that I had put out, a regular version and a slowed and throwed version. For those wondering what a slowed and throwed version is, it's basically chopped and screwed. I never called mine chopped and screwed because I was raised on the fact that if DJ Screw didn't personally touch your project, you cannot put screwed and chopped on your project. And I never got to meet that man. Always wished I could have, but before he passed, he passed before I had the chance to do that. So I had a DJ named DJ Willie Biggs who screwed and chopped my music, but we called it slowed and throwed. The project was called Filthy, and those who've been following me musically probably remember that project. It was probably the mixtape that did the best out of all the projects that I put out. Anyways, I was on the road promoting this project. Took a road trip out to Houston, and I had a buddy of mine named D. Some of you guys may remember him as King D. D was with me, and we went out there to promote the project and to hit a couple of parties and try to, just get connected in the scene out there, man, and really, lay down some groundwork for some future work out there. I had done some stuff, or had some stuff in the works with a few other people, some DJs out there, and I just wanted to go out there and put my face to my name out there. So I went out there and I made a phone call to a gentleman by the name of Chris, who used to manage, I don't know if he still manages, Trey the Truth, but this was like I said, 2005 or so, and he was like, yeah, you guys are in town. I didn't know him as well. It was all through the internet. And he's like, yeah, if you're in town, man, he's like, we're heading over to Zero's birthday bash at this club. And I was like, damn, okay. I'm a huge Zero fan. If you follow me, I love Zero. I just love Southern music, Texas especially. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, man, I'm down, So we were waiting to find out where it was going to be. And then we found out it was going to be at a club. I think it was called Club Kokomo. I want to say Kokomo. I'm not sure. But anyways, we went out there and I asked permission because I was documenting my entire tour. And God, just talking about this right now, it's making me remember what's on all these videotapes, man. I have some very, very classic stuff on these things. But anyways, I was documenting my entire road trip, everywhere I was going to promote my album, pushing hard. You guys remember most rappers in the underground were releasing CDs and DVDs bundled together, and that's what my plan was for my next project. So I was documenting everything. So I got the okay from the lady that worked at the club. She said, yeah, you can bring your camera. That's totally fine. There'll be a lot of cameras here. And I said, okay, cool. I didn't want to walk in there and somebody take my camera or whatever. She said, yeah, no, it's fine. So we get there, and I had another partner of mine with me named Denial. He's an Arizona artist, but he happened to move to Houston during that time. So when we got into town, we stayed with him, and then he actually hopped in the car. We went to Zero's birthday bash. So we're hanging out there, right? And I'm just to be honest with you, man, I'm starstruck. I'm a little nobody, a little blip on the map. I'm an underground cat who's really just trying to get his name out there. I'm starting to buzz a little bit, but compared to all these dudes on Rap A Lot and all these other guys that were at this party, I am an absolute zero. I'm a nobody. All right. So we go there, and I'm tripping out because, man, I'm seeing everybody. I'm seeing, I met Big Hawk before he passed away. Rest in peace, Big Hawk. Very cool cat. He was eating some wings at the club. He had this big old smile, and took a picture with him. Got to talk to him a little bit. Had some video footage with him. I got to meet, I met Zero. Zero is exactly like you would think he is, man. He's very standoffish. He keeps to himself. Doesn't like a whole lot of people around him, which is what I expected. You know what I mean? So I respected his boundaries. Shook his hand, told him I love his music, and kept him moving. But it was awesome to see him there. Who else? Bun B. Met Bun B there. Bun B was super, super cool. Almost didn't realize it was him. I was standing, and my boy D goes, dude, Bun B is literally sitting right behind you. And I said, you got to be kidding me. He's like, nah. And I turned around, and Bun B was sitting on a stool with a black fur coat or something. And I was like blown away. I mean, come on, man, UGK. If I sound like I'm starstruck, I am. Let me, I'm going to pull over. I'm going to pull into this parking lot because I just want to get into this story so you guys can enjoy this. But Bun B was sitting there, so I turned around, and I wasn't sure how to approach him. but he looked approachable because he looked at me and he kind of nodded his head to say what's up, and he said, how you doing? I said what's up, man? I said I just want to shake your hand and tell you, man, that I love your music, man. You guys, UGK, man, you guys are, God, man, you guys are a huge impact to hip hop and rap, and I'm a big fan. I just want to shake your hand, man. I said, I know you don't want to be carrying things around. I'd offer you a CD. And he was like, no, I'll take the CD, bro. And he took the CD, put it in his jacket, and then he actually did a drop for me on my video, and which was awesome, man. So that was cool. Saw Trey the Truth there. Now, mind you, all these guys, they don't know who I am. You know what I mean? That was the first time I had ever met Trey the Truth. And if he ever sees this or hears it, he's not going to remember any of it, because, I mean, literally, that was 15 years ago. And it was never some huge artist that, you know, that he should remember. But anyway, so met Trey there. I met dudes from ABN. Let's see, who else did I meet there? Just a lot of people, man. It was an amazing event. But here's when I started to realize how powerful Rap-A-Lot was, and how their presence in Houston was big, so big, man. We go there, the show starts, and first of all, I didn't realize how gang banged out Houston was. There were people throwing up flags left and right, which was, for me, that was my first time in Houston, so I was kind of blown away. Like, they were throwing up flags left and right, like it was Cali. I was kind of tripping. I was like, man, this is nuts. I didn't know Texas got down like this. And so, you know, my boy's videotaping, right? And on stage while Zero and them were performing, you know, there's these guys standing on the corner of the stages, right? And they're literally, for the guys on YouTube watching, and if you're listening, they're standing there, and they got their arms crossed with their chest out, and literally just scanning the crowd, but standing on the corner of the stage with their arms crossed. And these dudes look like they're straight out the penitentiary, man. Like, they super yoked. They got these denim, like, blue button-up collared shirts, but you could man, they're bursting out of these shirts. They're huge. These dudes are huge, no exaggeration. And they're scanning the crowd like, man, if anything goes down or whatever, and they're just watching. And they jump out of the crowd. I see them, somebody did something, they jump out of the crowd, and they snatch some dude up, and they take him out, and then they jump back on stage, and they're all over the place, right? So I'm kind of tripping, because one of the guys they kicked out was somebody who was videotaping. So I'm thinking, so if they see me videotaping, are they going to come mess with me? Like, I'm wondering, are they going to come mess with me? And here we go. I'm standing there. They snatch another guy with the video camera, and I'm like, damn, this is going to go bad. And I tell my boy, hey, put the camera down. And he goes, why? And he goes, they're not messing with us. I go, yeah, but they've snatched 2 people with cameras. I go, so put the camera down. I don't want no problem with these dudes, okay? None. So we go from there, and we're just enjoying the show now. Now, mind you, as this thing is ending, we're all kind of making a beeline. We're walking out, and I'm like, damn, we got some footage. I'm so excited. I'm happy. I'm like, this is going to be amazing, man. This is going to look good on the DVD. I'm talking about you. I got Bun B on it. I got Big Hawk. I got this Zero performing at his birthday. I got so much footage. I'm like, this DVD is going to be dope. This is going to smack, man. People are going to be blown away. Little did I know. So I'm walking out of the club, and here we go. Start walking out of the club, and sure enough, hold on, let me start this car and get moving quick. Starting to get a little crowd over here. So I'm walking out of the club with my boys, and next thing I know, I get surrounded by 4 people, 4 guys. And you guessed it. 3 of them were the guys who were jumping off stage, and the other one was a Rap-A-Lot executive. Now, mind you, as this is happening, I look out towards the parking lot and I see none other than J.Prince sitting on a white, I want to say Rolls Royce or a Bentley, sitting on the hood or leaning on the hood with his leg up and his knee bent. And I'm like blown away, and he's just sitting there. It's all white and he's just kind of posted, and I'm like, yo, that is J.Prince. And I can see him. He's like maybe 50 yards from me, and they're not going up to him, but they're like keeping their distance, and they're like, yo, Jay, Lil Jay, and they're just giving him love. Everybody that's coming out of the club is giving him love. And here I am surrounded, and I go and I look, and I'm like, they're like, hey, and they're super respectful as hell. And the guy goes, hey, were you videotaping in there? And I said, yeah, I was videotaping. He goes, okay. He goes, and mind you, the other three guys that are security, the guys from the stage, they're literally standing there with their hands crossed down by their crotch, like, so their arms are down with their hands crossed in front of their crotch, and they're not saying a word. They're just super calm. The other guy is talking to me, who I found out later was Big Chief. And much respect to that guy. That guy is a boss. I got love for him because he was super, super cool with me. But I need to explain to you how they handled this, which will tell you how much of a boss J.Prince and his crew, they are all bosses. They move very militant. So he says, I'm gonna need you to turn over that tape. And I said, damn, man, is there any reason why? Like, I asked for permission, before I went in there. I would never go in there and just videotape. And he goes, no, I hear you. He goes, yeah, I know the door lady. She allowed people to videotape. He's like, but we were supposed to get clearance on that before that happened, on who was videotaping. I said, oh, okay. I said, okay, so what do I need? What do you guys need from me? He goes, I just need you to hand over the tape. He's like, what's on the tape? And I said, well, what sucks about this, man, is I'm out here from Cali. He goes, where are you from Cali? And I said, from the Bay. And he goes, okay, I fuck with the Bay. And I said, yeah. And he goes, what are you doing out here? I said, I'm an underground artist. I'm just on tour promoting my project. And he goes, you rap? And I said, yeah. And he goes, okay. You shooting a DVD? I go, yeah. So I'm filming the whole road trip. And he goes, okay, I hear you. He goes, look, I'm going to need the tape anyway. He goes, just because we need to see what's on it. He goes, not only that, but we are releasing a DVD for Zero's birthday. And we're taking footage for all his stuff, and we're putting it on his birthday bash DVD. So I'm going to need you to release that. And he goes, and listen, once I see what's on it, and if there's anything we could use, cool. I'm going to give you my card. You take my card, call me. I'll tell you once I review the tape and everything. He goes, and if we're done, we don't need anything, or if we took some stuff off of it, cool. And then I'll send you your tape back. And I said, man, I'm never going to get this tape back. He goes, young blood, you'll get the tape back. He's like, he goes, just hand over the tape so there's no issues, and we'll go from there. You got my card. You know who I am. You can call me. Just do that. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, looking around, and these guys who are not saying nothing, the guards, are literally still calmly with their hands crossed. Now, if you've ever been in a situation like that, you know that situation could go one of two ways. It could go good and you just hand over the tape and you shake hands and it's over, or you could be defiant and say, nah, man, this is my tape, I got permission, I ain't doing that. And I think it could turn really, really bad from that point on. Which I knew if I said, man, I'm not going to give you the tape, I'm out of bounds. I'm in Houston, Texas. I know a handful of people there. And like I said, the type of dudes that were surrounding me are just not dudes that you want to be having any issues with. And you just got to respect the code, man, respect the game. And that's, I was raised to, when you're in a situation, respect it, move accordingly. And that's what I did. So, I had my boy D take the camera out of my bag. We popped the tape out, and I gave it to him. And the dude shook my hand, and he goes, all right. He goes, you got my card. He goes, I appreciate that, man. You guys have a good night. And they all left. And I kind of stood there, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, I was 30 at the time. Yeah, it hit me hard, man. I was just standing there like, damn. Cause you got to understand, I had so much stuff on that trip. It wasn't just Houston. I was all over the place. So this tape had a lot of footage on it. I don't even remember what else was on it, but I know we were taping everything. We even went to a video shoot out there, and made an appearance in a video. Yeah, it was just so much stuff. And then the road trip there, all the stops, we were hitting mom and pop stores and all the things. I recorded a song out there with a couple of guys. We recorded the studio session. I didn't get any of that, and most importantly, I didn't get anything from the Zero birthday bash. And I just stood there, and my boy goes, "Hey, man, that sucks, but look where we're at, man. We had a blast, right?" He goes, "And look who's right in front of us, 50 yards away. That's J.Prince." And he goes, "Come on, man." He goes, "I think we all know how J.Prince and his crew move, man. You know, we did the right thing. You know, no problems. We just respected it, and we're good." And I said, yeah, I'm just bummed, man. I'm just bummed. I wish that would have went another way, but I wish I could have played the tape for them and showed them what I had. But you know, they weren't having it. So, we ended up leaving. I did follow up with, Big Chief, from Rap A Lot, and, a couple of times. One time I called, he wasn't there. And then the second time I actually did talk to him. He said he hadn't got to the tape. But he said, I will get back with you. He goes, I appreciate you calling. I do remember who you are, and I do have your tape in my desk. And I said, all right. And to be honest with you, man, I just left it at that. I never heard back from him. And my buddy had asked me to call him, to try to get it back, because we were going to start editing the DVD. And, you know, I said, you know, man, I don't want to keep pushing the issue. I said, I would really love to have that tape back. But I also don't want to be that guy who's you know, nagging people, who's applying pressure for something that, you know, I got the memories here. You know what I mean? I got the memories in my head. And I enjoyed the entire trip. I went back plenty more times after that. But I just didn't want to get on anybody's bad side, and because I have so much respect for that label. I have so much respect for the artists that were there. And to me, it was just a wash. But I did learn a lot about being in Houston out there, and a lot about J.Prince. And the reason why I'm telling this story, like this podcast is called The Perfect Mess, but this whole podcast is about my life. And part of my life is music, and it's my journey through life and the journey through music. And the reason why I'm sharing this story is because I was reading a lot of the comments on YouTube about the J.Prince interview. And it wasn't just the J.Prince interview that Rogan did. I noticed that anytime he does an interview, a lot of people have comments like they think that this guy is not who he says he is. And it kind of makes me laugh, because it's usually younger kids who are making these comments, who have no understanding. And then you see them bickering back and forth. I'm just here to let you know that that label, J.Prince and all them, they have a well-deserved reputation of being bosses and moving in silence, and the way they handle things. They are to be respected in the highest fashion. Business-wise, everything. These guys, if you are an aspiring artist, an aspiring label, this is the type of label that you would want to mirror your stuff to, because they've been successful. They've been putting out music since, I believe, the late 80s. And and they've just been on the forefront of so many different battles when it comes to hip hop and underground stuff, and they've always been connected to the Bay Area. They've been a very, very strong. You know what? Let me. I'm glad that we just recently had the verses between E40 and Too Short, because if you actually seen that, then you noticed how much they were giving props to Houston during that verses, and there's a reason for that, because they've been connected to the Bay Area for so long. Rap-A-Lot being the hub of that, Tony Draper with Suave House being the hub of that. All of these two groups, DJ Screw and Screwed Up Click, all those three really being the hub to connecting the Bay Area and Texas together. So there's always been, and if you know about Bay Area hip hop, you know, we're pioneers out here when it comes to independent music. And then Texas took it and did a whole other thing to it and grew it to another thing. So there's always been that bond. But I just wanted to tell you and share this story with you guys to let you know how my own run-in went with Rap-A-Lot, and to tell you that it's very legit. They are very influential, and they are very strong out there. And for anybody who doubts the way they move and the power of J.Prince, you probably should really do your homework before you speak, because it's if you're doubting anything that you've heard, you are very, very confused. And so with that being said, J.Prince has a book out that I think you guys should read. I believe it's called Respect. And I read that book. I got the audio version as well. And it's a very, very dope book. It talks about his upbringing and his journey through life, and journey through, going from being absolutely broke and never wanting to be broke again to being a music mogul and a boxing mogul and doing all the things that he does in business. So if you are looking to get inspired from coming from nothing to becoming something, it's an amazing book. I really think you should check it out. It's a book from J.Prince. All right. That's pretty much all I had, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a very short story. Again, hats off to Rap-A-Lot, J.Prince, Zero, Trey the Truth, Bun B, rest in peace, Big Hawk. Everybody that I met out there, man. I even met Yuckmouth. Yuckmouth used to be signed to Rap-A-Lot, but I didn't meet Yuckmouth in Houston. I met Yuckmouth in LA when he did the intro for me and Trey's one of me and Trey's album, I Lamb 2. And we talked about Rap-A-Lot, and man, that's another guy who has a whole lot of respect for them. And he's a Bay Area cat from Oakland who was signed to them for a while and put out a bunch of dope projects. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody, man. And that's pretty much the story, man. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. That was story time with me. Like I said, that was 15 years ago, man. No, 15, going on 16 years ago. So it's been some time and a lot has changed. So anyways, that's all I had. This is episode 23, and I'm your host, Ray Molina, and this is the Perfect Mess Podcast. God bless you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And I've got one more podcast I want to drop on you for the Christmas holiday that I want to share. So please stay tuned. And again, if you like this and you want to share it, please do. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Google, Stitcher, Anchor, all of that. So please subscribe, share, do all those things. And again, my Instagram is @It's Ray Molina, and the podcast is @The Perfect Mess Pod. All right. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will talk to you soon. Peace.
Perfect mess is my perfect mess. Perfect